Automatic qualifier was awesome. That was a goal of ours at the beginning. Takes a lot of pressure off you once you know you're going, half hour after the race. So we were excited by that. I think that's the first time in school history that both teams hit automatic qualifiers. So we got to celebrate pretty good as a team.
It's validating. We've put in a lot of work. It's always good to not have to deal with the anxiety of waiting for an at-large bid.
It meant a lot for the team. So it went from my freshman year, we didn't even have it on the radar that we could possibly go to nationals. Then sophomore year, we thought, oh wow, cool, at the end of the season, maybe we could go. And then last year going to nationals was thrilling, and this year not having to worry about getting an at-large bid was very relaxing for the bus ride home.
Being there multiple times is a huge advantage to you. Last year, when the two teams went, there had been two men who had been in that race before. The other five guys had never been there. The seven ladies had never been there. A little bit of a coincidence, but those two men were All-American. The other 12 runners did not have very good days, and the teams finished toward the back of the pack on both sides. So having that experience, know what to expect. The Nationals meet is just a different animal.
I think this year is a little different. I think this year we were way more patient with ourselves. We didn't have an incredibly strong regular season. Things are just starting to come around right now, which is promising. And so this year I think we're less sort of held up on the fact of just getting there, and we're more interested in what we can do at that level, because I think we can do something pretty cool.
Nationals is unlike any other race you could ever do. There are a ton of really, really fast people. So it's terrifying and wonderful at the same time. And just having the experience under your belt of running with that many people around you and being in that competitive of a field is really helpful.
Individually, I think I'm looking at it the same way. I think that I'm prepared to run with anyone, which is a weird feeling, because the last few years I've always thought I've never really known all the people that I would be running with, because there's 275, 280 people in the race. But this year it's a little odd, because I think that there's virtually no one who I think I can't run with.
Dan's made it really clear, he wants to be an All-American, but not only be an All-American, he wants to put himself, maybe in the single digits of that meet. And he's physically capable. He won our conference meet by a big margin. He looked great at regionals. He made a move at the 5K. Some guys tried to cover it, but they couldn't. I do think Dan's one of the better runners in the nation right now, and I'm excited for him. Randy Violette, another senior that was R2 at both regionals and regionals and conferences. He wants to give himself a chance to be in that top 35 as well. He has a race plan that I think will give him a chance to do it. If it doesn't play out, he's still going to be helping his team, being really, really close to that. And, Junior Carter Smith right on his heels as well.
I think we have worked just as hard as any other team in the country, and we're just as talented.
The team this year, we're looking to really compete at nationals. We want to we want to be somewhere in the top 20. Coach Mourer said we could be anywhere from top 5 to top 30. So it kind of just depends on what happens that day.
On the ladies' side, talked with SJ, just strategy yesterday. She was really hesitant, a little bit afraid to say the words All-American, but that's SJ's goal. We want to give her a chance to do that. And really same thing for Monica. Monica's another senior on the team. She wants to go out with her best race. And, we're talking about being aggressive and just knowing what it's going to take, where you want to be at the 1 mile, where you want to be at the 3K, to put yourself in a good spot to finish high at the end of the race.
Monica and I have talked a lot about it. We have really similar kind of race strategy and approaches to racing. So we've been talking since after the race Saturday about our goals for this weekend. And we want to go out top 50 somewhere. We'll try for that top 35, but we're just looking to have a really great race and just compete this weekend.
I think a lot of it too is mental. We understood going into it that it's a long season. We always count the days, and so when you're 100 days out, you're kind of okay, you gotta chill a little bit. And so I think a lot of it's experience too, knowing that the season's really long, and just setting reasonable milestones. And understanding that like even in October, you still got to be doing the work and you still got to stay patient.
Yeah, we want to walk away always feeling like we had our best race. And, that's the goal for nationals. We talked about it. The change from last year to this year was that we want to perform well at the national meet. We want to have good races. Setting an exact goal is pretty tough in that we don't see the majority of these teams. I don't know a lot about the West region or the South region. We just don't come across them too often. But really where we're ranked, we want to beat that ranking on both sides. I think our men definitely have potential to do that. Our men were underranked all year. We did have some injury problems. I still think we might be a little bit underranked right now. But, we're going to go out there, run our best race, walk away happy. And, the men, perfect scenario, we could be as high as 10th. We want to be in the teens. On the ladies' side, I think we're a little more appropriately ranked. But, our top 4 ladies, there's very few teams in the country that have a better 4 than we have. So if our top 4 go out there and have their best days and we get a big one out of our 5th runner, our women can be just as successful as the men. So, our women are looking to have their best team finish in the last decade plus. So it's exciting on both sides. We've got really good teams. We'll just find out how good they are on Saturday.